This is Hero again, and what are we doing this morning? Well, how about how to maintain an olive? It could be either a very large bonsai or niwaki, or in this country we tend to use bigger plants like this for the patio. But it doesn't matter, it's all the same. So let's go ahead and get started. This is the natural way that olives grow. They clump or they send all these suckers at the base. So that's the first thing I'm going to do is to cut all those off. I guess I could be neater, but hey, it's good enough for now. So what I'm going to do is to go ahead and prune some more. To maintain, all you have to do is just trim these, right? And so maintaining something that's already shaped is a lot easier than having to come make it to this stage. So I tell my landscape customers, if you purchase one that is already finished like this, maintaining it is relatively easy because all you have to do is cut it back down to where it was. Versus getting to this stage, well, it took more than 20 years. So yes, that's not easy, but to maintain a nicely shaped one is relatively easy. You know, some people, especially for the landscape, they tend to take these branches and they put a ball on it, like a pom-pom. Well, that's not my style. So I try to make everything that looks more like a natural tree rather than, artificial. But it's not to say that a pom-pom style is wrong, it's just different style. So anyway, I tend to like to do mine a certain way, and people that like my style come and buy. Other people, not so much. But that's okay. That's what all this is all about, different styles and different likes. Okay, I think in terms of maintenance, this is okay, but I'm having some bad ideas here. As I was down here, I could split this into two. Well, should I or shouldn't I? I'm at the stage of my life where I should be reducing my inventory. So keeping one is good, but you see that this is quite large in that pot. So splitting that into two will probably be a good idea also. So those of you out there, what do you want me to do? I could hear you guys, or at least I could feel you guys saying, let's do it, let's make two out of this thing. So this is what I'm going to do. And typically, we'll go ahead, start with cutting the root, half the bottom, and I threw those out. And the next project, or next part, is how do we split this? Okay, so what I've been doing that's been working really well is cut and chisel. But you gotta have a dull chisel, because with a sharp chisel you end up with an artificial straight line versus a dull one will give you sort of a more natural break. So I'll go. Is take more of a cement or concrete type chisel with a dull edge. This one is new and it's okay, but do not use good chisel for carpentry. Those are too sharp. We just want to put a wedge in here and break it. At this point, what you want to do is to break it. Break it. I wish Dale was here. Okay, here we go. See, this is what we want. We want to break, so it's more natural looking. Well, you know, at the base, there was all these little sucker-like growth. Well, they become individual trees too. So if I carefully remove these, I could have multiple trees. So I'll get them all. So once again, cut and break with a dull chisel. See, look at another big piece right here. That's where the cut and chisel area, barely visible, right? And then as we go up, now it's too tall. So I have to figure out how to make this shorter. And then the other piece is right here. Same problem, too tall. How to make it short. I wonder if this is short enough. You know, this used to be the side. So now I'm going to have to trim those branches to make this the front. There's a couple of reasons why I had to make it short and thin out. You know, when you cut as much root as I did, you gotta remove the foliage on top too to balance it out. So that's what I'm going to do next, is to thin and shape, as this being the front. That enough foliage is removed and it'd be okay in this size, but I'm not sure whether I like the way this is coming out, but that's a different story. So I think at this point I could leave it and it will survive because I thinned out enough. See, this is what came off of this tree, so that the transpirational loss for the amount of root that's remaining should be about right. This one here, I could shorten it easily, but just as an exercise, I'm going to try to remove more than half of the foliage and still keep the basic shape. Okay, so this one, I thinned it out without changing the basic shape. It should make it, because now the transpirational loss is about equal to what's remaining. This one might end up being designed differently, but I just wanted to show you that there's these technique. If you want to keep what was there and still save it, then just thin out the green. So I'm getting tired, so I'm going to go eat lunch and come back. Okay, I'm back. Look what else we have here. Remember all those side pieces that I was pulling out? These are like those sucker growths. Well, they're connected to some root. So I'm going to pop these up and we'll have even more plants. You know, my nursery, this is how I got most of my plants. I had maybe a dozen or so of these big ones from landscaping. And then as time went on, I got little pieces to take. Okay. Okay, look at how many plants I'll have. Most of the little ones should survive because they have some roots on it. See these are just roots. I'm just going to stick all this in one container, but there's a good chance that these will come out with little shoots. It'll be olive root cutting. I'll set this aside, and there's a possibility that these will take off too. Okay, this is the little simple project that I started this morning. It was just to show you how to prune an olive, well-established olive. Well, it changed this to making new ones. Well, that's what happens around here. I kind of wing everything anyway, so hopefully you enjoyed this little program, and please tell your friends and subscribe. So I'll see you again real soon in another possibly short chapter, or it could end up being long like this. Hopefully you did get something out of it. I'll see you again real soon.